Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battle Court Jai-Alai. Tonight's game day will feature the Fireballs and the Warriors. Let's begin with player introductions for tonight's game day. We'll be introducing first the away team, the Fireballs. Out first, number 8, Jedin. Number 48, Cabrera. Number 12, Ron. Number 28, Lalu. Number 21, Urrutia. And the captain, number 87, Arat. And now the home team, the Warriors. From Miami, Florida, number 1, Correa. From Brooklyn, New York, number 4, Bradley. From Marquina in the Basque Country, number 16, Julian. From Tijuana, Mexico, number 60, Manny. From Marquina in the Basque Country, number 66, Alex. And the captain from New Haven, Connecticut, number 13, Douglas. And with that, the players salute you, the fans, and we are ready to begin tonight's game day. And with the introductions aside, want to welcome everybody into another edition of the Winter 25 Battle Court season. I'm Andrew Bleckman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you this matchup today between the Fireballs and the Warriors. How you doing tonight, Stu?
Friday night, time to play Jai-Alai.
Yes, that's right. 2 singles and 4 doubles here, beginning with second division doubles match. That'll be Lalu and Arats against Douglas and Julian. These two last played, boy, it was all the way back on opening day of this season, January 20th. Douglas and Julian with a straight set victory the first time around. But since that point, Douglas and Julian with only 1 win. Lalu and Arats are 4-4. They've certainly turned things around. We'll see what happens here to begin this pivotal game day for both teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready to begin the first match of the evening. Lalu will have the serve for the Fireballs. Lalu serves, we begin. Powerful backhand by Lalu from the 7 line. Julian is there. Lalu from the 8 on the forehand. Robote dropping, saved by Douglas. Here's Arats, backhand from the 8. Julian from the 12 line on the forehand to the inside. Robote left side by Arats, little clip on the wall. Julian's there. Rotz will take that on the bounce at the 12 line. Forehand goes straight back. Big backhand by Lalu, wall to wall from the left side. Rebote by Douglas. Rotz from the 8 line to the inside. Julian's there. Cortada will score for Lalu. Perfectly executed and scoring. Lalu and Rotz on the board first in our first set.
And a match of high-level doubles. It's just one missed throw, and Julian put that forehand right up the middle. Lalu able to get in there with the right side, and he doesn't need to see that one twice to put a point up on the board. Beautifully executed Cortada to start off the match.
Catch by Julian off a powerful serve by Lalu. Lalu now from the 8 line to the inside. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall, fired from the forehand of Douglas. Rotz is there. Here's Julian from the 12 to the inside. Rebote. Rotz, clutch catch behind the 13 line, deep in the backcourt. Douglas at the side wall, big backhand follows. Rotz advances, takes it in the air. Here's the backhand. Cut off by Julian. Lalu from the 9 line. Rebote left side to the inside. Picked up on the bounce by Julian. Lalu calls for the rebote. He hooked it at the side wall. It's a point for Douglas and Julian of the Warriors were tied up 1-1. Reminder of the scoring in battle court. First team to reach 6 points wins the set. First team to win 2 sets wins the match.
And some conservative play for both sides to start off this match. Douglas is one of the top players on this roster in terms of his catch rate. We see it every day this team plays. They're just going to keep the ball to the inside. Lalu doesn't throw many either. We'll see how this goes.
It's a powerful serve by Douglas, caught and returned by Rotz. Costado by Lalu to the inside. Julian's there. Douglas calls for the rebote, plays it inside. Big bounce, brought in by Rotz at the 11 line. There's a backhand by Rotz. Julian with the catch at the 11. Rebote forehand, low and inside. 2 points for Douglas and Julian of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
Well, Douglas certainly hooked that one, but it worked out particularly well. The placement ended up right between both Lalu and Rotz, right along the side wall, traveling right about the 10 line. And you can see Douglas put the cest up, apologizing. He knows that wasn't what he wanted, but not going to take it back either.
The ace for Douglas will score 3 points for the Warriors. Douglas and Julian. Douglas serves.
A rare ace for Douglas and a rare miss here for Rotz in the back. Got him switching from left to right late.
Rotz on the backhand. Julian from the 12 to the inside. Ball tipped by Douglas at the side wall. Second point for Lalu and Rotz of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
A little bit surprising right there. I mean, that's a ball that Douglas certainly expects to bring in. But you see just the difficulty of the catch when it crosses the side wall. Throws it off just a little bit and results in that miss. Oh, wow.
Good hard serve is an ace for Lalu. We are tied up 3 points apiece.
A really good serve. Kind of died off the front wall, too. Had a lot of spin crossing the side wall. And stayed low the entire way, too. Oh,
another ace for Lalu. That is 4 points for the Fireballs. Lalu has the serve.
Well, we mentioned that power of Lalu's right side. You're seeing it on full display to begin tonight's game day, just blasting these into the back corner. And this is a guy in Julin here. I mean, he's not known for his left side, but his serve receive is pretty good. Doesn't get ace 3 times in a row.
Julin on the right side, crossing the side wall. Here's the catch by Rotz. Douglas back to the 8 line. Powerful backhand. Right up the middle. Caught on the forehand of Rotz. Robote left side. Excellent catch by Julin on the bounce at the 11. Lalu takes it in the air. Backhand. Blasted from the 7. Robote forehand by Douglas. Caught by Rotz. Rotz low and inside. Low Robote to the left side of Douglas. Lalu cuts it off. Rifles the Costalo. Home to score. 5 points for Lalu and Rotz. Possible set point.
Awesome play there by Lalu, getting that one in the air. He goes with the Costado. That's his shoulder level throw from the left side. Forces the defense to commit. Douglas goes to the net. Julin stays there in the back corner. Fires it right to Julin. Tough catch, couldn't bring it in. How about this comeback? 4 straight for the Fireballs. Looking to take this first set.
Excellent catch by Julin off a fine serve by Lalu. Here's Lalu from the right side at the 8 line. Low and hard. Stopped by Julin in the backcourt. Rotz will take this on the bounce at the 12 line. Douglas has it. Backhand thrown powerfully. Wall to wall from the 7 line. Robote dropping, but saved by Lalu. Split placement. Read by Rotz. Stopped by Rotz. Forehand to cross. Caught by Julin deep in the backcourt. Rotz midcourt. Backhand from the 9 line. Robote forehand. Douglas will let it pass. Here's the backhand by Julin. To the inside, cut off in the air at the 9 line by Lalu. Julin, big right side. Rotz advances to take it in the air. Here's the backhand by Julin. Rotate forehand by Douglas. Caught by Lalu. Here's the backhand from the 8 line. Beautiful catch by Rotz. Lalu on the left side. 2-all opening. Stopped by Douglas. Cortado by Douglas. Read and stopped by Rotz. Great play. Here's Julin. Karam opens. Stopped by Rotz on a great catch. Big bounce brought down by Julin. Rotz calls for the ball. Makes the play at the 11 line. Cortada by Douglas will score on the second bounce. 4 points for Douglas and Julin. 5 for Lalu and Rotz. Still possible set point for the Fireballs.
Yeah, really smart throw that time by Douglas. First Cortada didn't work. Just a spectacular catch by Rotz, navigating a lot of spin there off the side wall. Second time around, though, he caught Rotz backing up. Just able to get that second bounce with the Cortada. Perfect placement. Keeps the Warriors in it.
There's a backhand by Rotz, crossing the sidewall. Robote for Douglas. Rotz on the backhand. Douglas high on the left side. Backhand from the 8 line. Rotz, tremendous catch on the 12. Douglas blasts the backhand. Robote coming out. Robote forehand by Lalu. Julin's there. Lalu on the left side. Backhand to the side wall. Wonky bounce. This one saved by Rotz. Douglas attacks. Has it on the forehand. Blasts the forehand. Straight back. Rotz makes a great play. It's a 2-all, but it lands wide. That is 5 points for Douglas and Julin. This is set point.
Douglas has become increasingly more aggressive as the plays progress through this first set. He was taking off towards the front of the court, trying to cut that one off. So what does Rotz do? He turns a defensive play into an offensive one. Tries to shoot the 2-wall off the Robote, but sent it wide. Here we are, 5-5. Good comeback by the Warriors.
Difficult catch by Arats on a blasted serve by Douglas. Douglas on the backhand, powerfully. Rebote saved by Lalou, passes. Douglas has it at the 8. Big backhand going all the way out. Rebote saved by Lalou, the light touch. Douglas has it. Hard costado to the inside, scoop beautifully by Arats. Here's Rebote on the forehand by Julian. He makes the save. Arats from the 13 to the inside. Julian's there. What a catch by Arats in the corner. Here's the backhand. Arats again, this time from the 10 line. Rebote for Douglas on the left side. Arats on the forehand. Arats' difficult catch off the bounce at the 12. Here's Julian from the 10 line to the inside. Catch by Arats in the air. Lalou, big right side to the inside. What a catch by Julian on the forehand. Lalou reaches in. Costavo in the air, caught by Julian. Lalou again takes it in the air. Backhand from the 7 to the corner. Rebote.
Wow, what a save.
Before the second bounce. Great save by Douglas. Split placement by Lalou will score. Tremendous set played by all 4 players. Lalou and Arats take the first set for the Fireballs, 6-5.
Oh, really well played point by all 4 there, and Lalou closing it out with the split placement. That's a sign of his development, throwing that shot. Not early in his career, but now mixing it in, and what a time to throw it. 6-5, Fireballs take that first set.
Don't know if you can ask for more than that in an opening set on a Friday night. Tremendous play by all 4 players. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City League Fronton in Miami, Florida. We're back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Focus there on the Fireballs. Lalou on the right, Arats on the left, with the Warriors in the back corner.
But particularly important game day coming up here for the Warriors. Take a look here at the playoff race. You see, 15 full game days will make up a regular season for each of these teams. Some teams a little bit further along than others, but the Warriors, they have 5 game days left, and the Chargers, holding on to the 4th and final playoff spot, have just 3 game days left. So you see the Warriors and Fireballs right now. Fireballs up at the top, but the Warriors need points. The good thing, though, for the Warriors is 2 of their final 3 game days will be against the Chargers, so a chance to get some points back. But still, that is what they need to sneak into the top 4. They certainly need a result tonight. They don't necessarily need a win, but to get a half a point would go a long way in keeping this Warriors team in the mix. Fireballs, though, I mean, they're pretty close to clinching right now in a tie for first place, but another win tonight to get an 8 points would all but, I think it would lock them into a playoff spot. Second time in the team's history.
Focus on 2 of the 3 Goitier brothers we have playing in a Battle Court. Julian seated on the bench playing a fantastic game. We'll see Alex up in the next match with Manny in his backcourt. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our second set. Reminder of the scoring. First team to 6 points wins the set. First team to win 2 sets wins the match. Douglas will have the serve for the Warriors.
And the last time these 2 teams played was back, at the beginning of the season, opening night, over 2 months ago. So Lalou and Arats, particularly Lalou up there in the front, has developed nicely in the front court. Douglas and Julian have kind of been going the other way. Haven't been playing great highlight, but doing enough to stay in some matches. See if they can turn one around here and force a third set.
Douglas serves. Our second set has begun. Here's the backhand by Arats. Douglas from the 8 line. Powerfully to the backcourt, and Arats is there. Rebote forehand up the middle. Arats to the inside. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall. Played high and inside. Tipped in the front court. First point of the second set goes to Douglas and Julian. of the Warriors. Douglas serves.
Well, Lalu trying to take that ball in the air, and that's really what you want to do in Jai-Alai. The less the ball touches the floor, the better. But that was a particularly difficult one. Crossing the sidewall. He was at a full sprint. Let that one pass to Arats in the back, who's one of the most sure-handed on the roster and can at least keep the rally going.
Another powerful serve by Douglas. Here's the backhand by Arats. Lalu reaches in, backhand from the 8 line. Julien, forehand. Rebote forehand saved by Lalu. Here's Douglas winding up. 2-all, stopped by Lalu. Carambola by Lalu, stopped by Julien. This ball's in play. Arats, perfect position for that rebote. Julien, one-handed snag at the 10 line, keeps it alive. Here's the backhand by Arats, powerfully wall to wall from the left side. Douglas now, wall to wall from the right side. Julien, backhand from the 10. Scoop by Arats. Backhand by Arats from the 11th line. Rebote on the high bounce. Douglas makes the save. Lalu's in there, winding up. Costello inside. Scoop on the left side of Julien. Powerful backhand by Lalu. Rebote, hard to the inside, coming out. Saved by Douglas. What a catch by Arats on the sidewall. Lalu on the backhand from the 8 line. Passing Rebote for Douglas on the forehand. Arats takes it on the bounce. Right side, straight back. Julien's there. Julien turns to save the Rebote. Arats advances to take it in the air. Right to the corner. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Rebote forehand by Lalu. Douglas grabs it. Costado inside, hard. Rebote coming low, saved by Arats. Douglas takes it on the bounce. Through all play.
Got it.
Lalu on the Rebote, had it and missed it. 2 points for Douglas and Julien of the Warriors. Douglas has the serve.
Yeah, well read by the fireballs, but still those long Rebotes are a little more difficult because it's all about timing. And the longer the ball hangs in the air, sometimes it tends to float when it gets up to the 4 or 5 line, and just missed it.
Lalu picks a hard serve by Douglas and blasts it to the corner. Douglas sends this one out. First point in the second set for Lalu and Arats at the fireballs. Lalu has the serve.
Well, that came up on Douglas awfully quick. I don't know if that was an intentional outside placement or if that was just because it came up on him so quickly. Either way, it was a defensive play, trying to turn it into something and sailed wide.
Douglas picks a difficult serve. That ball was thrown hard in and out of Douglas's cesta. We're all tied up 2-2. Lalu serves.
Yeah, just a function of how fast that came to him also. I mean, he had it for a moment, but how to catch it, then control it, then get the throw off. A couple distinct processes and didn't complete it there. 2 quick points and knotted up early in the second set.
Another powerful serve by Lalu. Here's Julien. Lalu on the backhand from the 8 line. Rebote. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Arats is there. Big right side by Arats. Caught by Julien. Rebote left side. Julien, nice catch at the 8 line. Big backhand. Rebote forehand by Lalou, passes. Rebote for Douglas. Douglas forehand rebote, wall to wall from the right side at the side wall. Ball's not played. Third point for Douglas and Julin of the Warriors. Douglas has the serve.
Perfect placement on that rebote. Hits off the back wall and then right on the side wall as Lalou tries to play the return. The closer the ball is to the side wall, whether both ways, off the front wall or the back wall, the better.
Fault underserve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a backhand by Rotz. Rebote. The rebound from the back wall played by Douglas. To the inside. Tremendous catch on the left side of Rotz. Backhand by Rotz to the inside. Douglas midcourt. Wall to wall to the left side. Rebote at the 4 line. Played sidearm. Coming low. Douglas hooks him. 3-3. Lalou serves for the Fireballs.
Absolutely right, Stu. That one hitting off the back wall, and it wasn't a ton on the rebote. Douglas dropping to the floor awfully hard and kind of had to hook it. If he got it in the basket, the only way to get that ball out was to hook it and send it right into the floor. Great effort, but point by point here in this second set. Tied up again.
Powerful serve by Lalou, caught beautifully by Julin. Here's Rotz. The flying catch in the corner and a fine return on the left side. Lalou gets in there, makes the catch at the side wall. Julin up high on the right side. Rebote left side by Lalou. Douglas is there. Backhand at the 6, wall to wall. Rebote coming out. 2-all, read and stopped by Douglas. Hard throw by Douglas. What a save by Rotz. Douglas has it on the forehand. Careful catch. And a perfect throw to score. Douglas and Julin of the Warriors with 4 points. Douglas has the serve.
Douglas has been throwing the cortada well. Not the first time he scored with that shot today, but got that one to again, cross the sidewall low, stay low the entire way, and Rotz was coming back across the court. That was just too much going on to bring that in. Take another look here. Not a bad attempt, you know. Got to keep the defense honest, and Lalou shoots one off the rebote. See here, really digs it out, but gives it to Douglas up at the 5 line.
The ace for Douglas gives the Warriors 5 points and a possible set point.
Second time in this set. Now, Douglas doesn't throw the serve maybe as hard as he can, just tries to cross the side wall. Doesn't want the opposing front quarter to pick it. Now he scored on 2 of them today.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a backhand by Rotz to the inside. Julin on the bounce, deep in the backcourt. Lalou midcourt, winding up. Costado to Julin on the forehand. Lalou backhand from the 7 line. Powerfully thrown wall to wall. Douglas on the rebote. Saves it on the forehand to the outside. Good read by Rotz. Light touch to the inside. Julin moves in from the 7 line. Low and hard. Good throw. Rebote saved by Lalou. Scoop by Douglas. Cortada by Douglas. Stopped by Rotz. Rotz narrowly misses hitting Lalou. And the fired Costado to the outside will score. That is point and set to Douglas and Julin. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our third and final set.
Yeah, almost got Lalou there. Beautiful catch by Rotz. Scraping it off the floor. Try to get it off quickly, and Lalou ducking out of the way. See the Warriors get that second set 6-3. Staying in the match, forcing a third set. A little bit earlier here, rebote 2-all attempt. Douglas goes over the top with this return. See how Arat saves it, but look at where Douglas gets this one.
Look how careful he is on the catch.
Looks it in.
This week, I think we were just earlier on Monday and Tuesday, we were talking about these handballs, these balls that just seem like they're coming floating to the right side that get dropped. That was not the case there. Douglas extra careful to make sure not only caught the ball, but stopped it.
Yeah, aggressive play by Douglas, and you don't have to throw a million costadas. You don't have to throw a bunch of 2-alls. I mean, you can play aggressively to those safer spots on the court, and that's exactly what he's doing with those cortadas. I mean, keeps going back to it. It didn't score on that final point, but it effectively set up the winning throw. Julian there in the backcourt too, tremendous play. Stepping up his catching, particularly to the left side. That's been more of a struggle for him in this division, but he's been solid today. And you saw what's at stake for the Warriors. I mean, they're behind. They need points. So, to get a match like this, that's probably one of the biggest toss-ups out of the 6 today, could go a long way in maybe getting them into the playoffs. Stu, you said it a little earlier, though, but Alex and Manny will play Arruti and Ron up next. Then singles Division 1 will follow. That'll be Arats against Douglas. And after that, we'll go back to doubles. Jedin and Ron take on Correa and Julian. Back to singles with Lalu against Manny. And then our final match, Division 6 doubles, Jedin and Cabrera against Correa and Bradley. That will be the order tonight. All 6 matches between the Fireballs and Warriors. Third and final set of our opening match. Fireballs will have the serve to begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our third and final set for this first match of the evening. Lalu will have the serve for the Fireballs. Lalu serves. Our third set is underway. Backhand by Lalu. Wall-to-wall rebote up to the 5 lines. Saved by Douglas. Here's Aratz. Backhand. Low and inside. And tipped at the 7 line at the side wall. First point of the decisive third set goes to Lalu and Aratz of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Yeah, Douglas, second time in this match he's got tripped up on a ball that just nicked the side wall as he tried to make the play. Well, put the ball close to the side wall through the offense. Good things happen. Fireballs out ahead in this third set.
Lalu will take the ball at the 9 line on the backhand. Julian from the 10. Forehand. Low and inside. Aratz is there. Backhand. Lalu from the 8 line now, hard to the inside, right to the corner. Rebote for Douglas. He makes the save. Aratz back to the inside. Rebote left side by Lalu to the inside. Caught on the forehand of Julian. Lalu takes that at the 9 line. Backhand. It passes. Rebote coming out. Beautiful rebote by Douglas. Saved by Aratz. Douglas aggressively on the costado. Right up the middle. Caught by Aratz on the forehand. Low and hard and caught by Lalu. Here's Julian from the 11. Rebote left side save by Douglas. Nicely played. Picked up on the bounce by Lalu. Blasted backhand by Lalu. Came in on Julian and scored. That's 2 points for Lalu and Aratz of the Fireballs. Lalu has the serve.
Well, you said it, Stu. Came up and in on him. He had it for a moment, and you see it just spinning out of the basket there towards the glove and the hand. Just 2 tough misses to start off this set. I mean, Julian's right there. Douglas is 1 inches up.
Julian on the backhand to the inside. Lalu calls for the rebote. Big bounce to the inside, and Julian is there. Aratz calls for the catch. Backhand from the 10 line. Crossing the side wall, rebote by Douglas. Julian from the 10 line, backhand. What a catch by Aratz at the 13. He lifts it high. Julian on the right side. Lalu makes a fine catch, powerful backhand. Rebote coming out to the forehand of a Douglas. Aratz makes the save. It's floating. Douglas stops it. Through wall play. Lalu gets in there. He makes the save. Julian advances. Low and hard. Rebote saved by Aratz. Douglas picks it out of the air, rifles it inside. Scooped by Aratz. Split placement. Will score.
Oh, my goodness.
3 points for Lalu and Aratz off aggressive play by both the Warriors and Fireballs. Lalu has a serve.
A lot of backcourters are reluctant to step up like Aratz did because you got to catch one on the bounce coming at you about 150 plus maybe. Douglas rips it. Aratz, just the magic there. His catching is phenomenal and shoots a 2-wall. Split placement to score.
Excellent catch by Julian. Lalu from the 8 line. Powerful forehand. Rebote by Douglas. He keeps it inside. Backhand by Aratz. Crossing. Rebote for Douglas. Beautiful rebote by Douglas is caught by Aratz on the side wall. Aratz goes for the rebote. That shoots out of play. There'll be no shutout in the 3rd set. Douglas and Julian are on the board with a point.
Yeah, came up on him quickly and just completely escaped out of the basket towards the outside of the court. A little life now for the Warriors, though. Haven't been playing badly in this set. It's just
not at all.
No, the 3 lost points that they had, kind of incredible when you look back at it. They were in control of almost all of them.
That is a missed serve. Fault first serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line.
You don't know if Douglas is maybe going to try to throw this a little harder, but now the second serve, he's going to cross.
Here's the backhand by Aratz to the inside. Douglas calls for the rebote. Inside placement of the rebote. Caught and returned by Aratz. Rebote forehand by Lalu. Douglas makes the catch. Hard to the inside. Lalu hung in the inside, made a fine, difficult catch on the left side. Aratz from the forehand. Douglas now from the 8. Wall to wall on the left side.
Great save.
Karam stopped by Lalu. Lalu from the forehand. Off the side wall. Julian is there. Aratz, tremendous catch on the left side at the 13. Julian hard to the inside, and Aratz takes it on the left side. Rebote by Douglas. Julian now from the 9 line on the right side. Mid-wall placement, caught on the forehand of Aratz. Aratz keeps it high, crossing the wall. Aratz backing up. This ball is kept in constant motion. That's a great save by Aratz. What a scoop by Aratz, high on the left side. Here's Julian. Backhand from the 9 line. Lalu blasts the backhand. It's low and hard, and Douglas makes the save. Aratz up the wall, down with the ball. Ball's on the wall. Rebote forehand by Douglas, caught by Lalu. Backhand by Lalu, Rebote kicking out to the 4 line. Rebote left side to the inside. Here's the catch by Julian. What a catch by Aratz. That ball is not coming out. A hard-fought 4th point goes for Lalu and Aratz. Lalu has the serve.
Vintage Aratz there. I mean, just every part of the court, climbing the wall in the back corner, doing what he can to keep his team in it. And I got to say, Lalu's impressed me today. I mean, coming into this match, he had the lowest catch rate of any player in Division II by pretty significant margin. I mean, he's at 92%. The next lowest is 94%. He's caught everything today. He's been very aggressive. He's kind of set the pace. And with that power like he has, it certainly helps set a pace. 4-1 lead now.
It's a powerful serve by Lalu. Low backhand. Arats makes the catch. Backhand to the corner, out to the rebote. Douglas, forehand rebote. Caught by Arats at the 10 line. Here's a backhand by Douglas. Wall-to-wall rebote coming out. Lalu makes a diving save. Big bounce all the way to the 10 line. Stopped by Julian. Julian on the right side. Here's a catch by Lalu.
Right to him.
Karen by Lalu. Stopped by Douglas. This ball's in play. That's a nice return by Douglas. Arats. Costado rifle to the inside, crossing the wall and scoring. Near perfect throw by Arats. 5-1, possible match point for the Fireballs.
Yeah, it looked like he just kind of wounded it up and whipped it to the inside, but I mean, the placement, as you said, Stu, was just perfect. I mean, at the 11 line, on the wall, maybe 10 line.
This has a little escape off of the as it's leaving his cesta, which would, if it were going to the outside on the right side, would spin out. This one spun in to the side wall and crossed.
Yeah.
That was really well done. That wasn't just Arats swinging it.
Yeah, no, what a good throw.
What a catch by Julian off a hard serve. Arats is there, backhand from the 12. Julian from the 11. Lalu, backhand from the 8, hard to the inside. Rebote for Douglas. High and inside. Rebote save is in the overhead screen. Warriors still in it with 2 points. Douglas has the serve. Possible match point for the Fireballs.
And did notice his ball's kind of knuckling out there. It is late in the third set. I don't know if they're going to want to take it out at this point, but could be something to look out for. It's going to be difficult for both of these backcourters, but they've been catching great all day.
Here's Arats on the backhand. Wall to wall, rebote coming out. Douglas for the rebote. Big bounce to the inside. Arats is there. Arats keeps it high. A little bit of a wonky bounce. Julian takes it on the forehand. Lalu, rebote dropping. Hard to the inside. Julian advances. Beautiful scoop by Arats at the 13. Douglas now on the backhand. A bullet to the backcourt, and Arats is there. Lalu, backhand from the 7. Low bullet, stopped by Julian. Julian again, this time from the 10 line. He goes wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand fired by Lalu on the right side. Douglas makes the save. Rebote to the inside, it kicks. Julian alone for the rebote, makes the safe play. Catch by Lalu. Beautiful catch by Julian on the left side. Here's Arats, backhand from the 10. Rebote dropping, saved by Douglas. Lalu's on it. Costado inside, scooped up by Julian. Julian sends this one long and hard. Rebote coming out to the 3 line. Rifled by Lalu. Rebote for Douglas. Dropping. He makes the save. There's the backhand by Arats. Rebote coming out. Powerful rebote by Douglas. Stopped in a beautiful catch by Arats. Douglas again, forehand rebote. Arats advances. Backhand. Low and hard. Julian on the right side.
Another good one.
There's a backhand by Arats. It passes. Rebote for Douglas. Rebote left side by Lalu. Kicks up. Julian's there. Lalu now from the 8 line. Backhand. Powerfully. Wall to wall. Rebote for Douglas at the side wall. He makes the save. Julian from the 9 line. Karam stopped and dropped. 3 points for Douglas and Julian. Douglas has the serve.
Well, Fireball's been communicating so well today. Pretty much every ball has had a name on it except that one. Lalu stepping in front of it. Arats was back there. Certainly a much more difficult catch for the front quarter simply because it comes up on him a little quicker. Arats has more time to react, knows where it's coming, but for Lalu, not an easy one.
See Arats there retying his cesta. Every time the player's throwing either the forehand or backhand, cesta loosens up just a little bit. Want to have that cesta on as tight as possible. Powerful first serve by Douglas Arats from the 13 line. Julin on the backhand. Big backhand by Julin. Rebote, drop shot. Douglas gets in there, winds up. That costado is out of play. Point set and a hard-fought match for Lalu and Arats, winning it in the third set, 6-3.
Wow, dodging a bullet right there. Could have put that one away. It would have been 5-4. Instead, 6-3. The Fireballs take it in the third set and win their opening match of the game day. Coming up next will be third division doubles. Urrutia and Ron will take on Alex and Manny. Hard fought match though, going the way of the Fireballs. Players making their way off right now. Ron and all the Fireballs there to greet their winning team.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Take a look at that game day score now, reflecting that win by the Fireballs, Lalu and Arats to open up the game day. Bottom row there, those are our season-long standings. Fireballs tied for first, the Warriors in fifth place right now. Remember, the top 4 teams will make the playoffs, so the Warriors need to battle their way back in it. A chance for Alex and Manny up next, but before that, we're going to hear from our winners, Lalu and Arats, now 5-4. After that win, congratulations, guys. Hard-fought match there to start off the game day. Last time you guys played, it was a straight set loss, but how confident were you that you guys were going to get the rematch tonight?
Yeah, we won a rematch. The last match against Douglas and Julin, we lose the first match. So this one, we want to win, and we won. So we are very happy. Good communication. We help each other when we miss. We keep fighting, continue, and we have the win, so very happy.
A great start to the game day, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, coming up next, we will see Urrutia and Ron against Alex and Manny, his third division doubles match. Urrutia and Ron, 2-4 so far this regular season. Alex and Manny, 2-5. First matchup between these two went to Urrutia and Ron. That was about a month ago in the middle of March 11th.
Communication initially off between Urrutia and Ron.
Yeah.
And gradually, match by match, it's gotten progressively better as has their play.
Yeah, so last time 6-5, 6-5, the Fireballs were able to win, but we'll see Alex and Manny have here to turn it around, because that's a team for the Warriors that has really turned their season around. Maybe not in terms of the record, but their play has been just totally different here in the last 2/3 of the season. See what they got here. Match number 2, ready to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our second match of the game day third division doubles. Representing the Fireballs, we have the team of Urrutia and Ron. And for the Warriors, it's Alex and Manny. There's a serve. We begin our second match. Back into the inside, caught by Ron. Lays it back to Manny. Rebote left side, cut off by Alex. Inside placement. That will score. Alex and Manny get on the board first here. Our second match.
Yeah, Alex is winding up, saw Urrutia respecting the outside. covering it completely wrong, was way back here at the 11 line when he started that run. Alex just took advantage of it. Well done.
Hard serve, stopped by Ron before it crossed the wall. Dropping low, Alex gets there. Ball missed in the corner there by Ron. That's 2 quick points.
We're out of position on the first catch. That one just tipped. Corner was coming up on him pretty quick, though.
Hard serve, Ron makes the adjustment, keeps it on the left side. Cut off by Alex, he goes deep. Ron makes the play at the 12 line, back to the inside. Manny, tip ball, right along the wall. That's a point for the Fireballs. They're on the board.
2 uncharacteristic misses in the backcourt here. First by Ron, now by Manny.
And Manny's been playing fabulous. I mean, these last couple game days, his catching has been phenomenal. Tough catch there. That one crossed the wall. It's the backhand to Ron. Alex with a flying catch there at the 9. Backhand. Ron. Manny now on the right side. Plays it to the inside. Urrutia looking for the rebote. Makes the save. Alex cuts it off. Splitter. Split him up to score. That's a 3-1 lead for the Warriors.
Alex saw the split placement. Urrutia cutting to the outside. Ron midcourt. Threw it hard and fast.
Fault over serve. First fault, second serve coming up. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Ron for the backhand, open it up, low bullet, crossing the wall. Manny steps around it, makes a tough save. That hit. Urrutia winds it up. Forehand. Oh, look at Alex. What a catch. Cortana follows, and it scores. My, what a combination by Alex. Brings it to a 4-1 lead.
With Alex there for the Warriors, I don't know if the catch or the throw was better. I mean, it was such a good catch, but the presence of mind to throw the Cortada right back inside. Beautifully done.
Ball under serve. Second serve coming up. Second serve is good. Ron steps up, low bullet inside. Manny takes it in, sends it deep. Ron is there. Hard to the inside. Manny with the catch, backhand. Ron keeps it on the left, sends it deep. Manny has it at 13, back inside. This one passing. Urrutia steps in there for the rebote, sends it high in the overhead screen. 5 points. Possible set point for the Warriors, Alex and Manny.
Looks like Urrutia wanted to start making things happen by using that power that we know he has on both sides, but that one just kicked up and over into the overhead screen.
Ball tipped in the service box. Point and set. Alex and Manny take it 6-1. 2 minutes will come back and play set 2.
Yeah, that happened pretty quickly there at the end. Urrutia went for that serve low on the lower the ball is when you're trying to catch it either on the forehand or the left side, the more difficult it is. And that ball was way out on the left side, about 2-3 inches above the ground.
Yeah, you love the play by Alex. I mean, he was
tremendous.
So aggressive to start things off, and you know that's what this matchup calls for, particularly in a first set. I mean, you got to make this team defend the entire court, and you got to make both players defend. We know what Urrutia is capable of, but having Ron, you know, track down those Dejadas and throw splitters, I mean, those are the type of shots that'll put points up on the board, as evidenced by that first set.
But also the unforced errors. Ron's got to catch the ball.
Absolutely.
You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Highlight Fronton in Miami, Florida. We are currently playing our second of 6 scheduled matches on the game day. Focus there on Alex. Both Alex for the Warriors and, of course, Urrutia for the Fireballs. Fiery front courts. I mean, just tremendous speed and power. Great presence of mind to throw shots.
Yeah, they did
but that time was all Alex.
No, and they did a good job, particularly just keeping the ball away from Urrutia too. And then, you know, he's going for that serve, the last serve. It's practically on the floor. it's easier to keep a player out of it in a first set with a colder ball than it is maybe in a second and third set. So that's the bright side there for the Fireballs as we move into set 2. But if the Warriors keep playing like that and Alex throws those shots, yeah, there's no doubt that they could have won this one as quickly as they did the first set.
Fireballs made mistakes, but Alex was on fire.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Players making their way back out there, a few seconds away from the start of set number 2. Arruti and Ron, at least record-wise, the worst doubles team for the Fireballs. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin set number 2. Arruti and Ron will serve to Alex and Manny. There's a serve. Set 2 has begun, and the serve hit Alex. That will score for the Fireballs. That'll get them on the board first in the second set.
I'm not sure if Alex was going for the serve or trying to get out of the way of the ball. I mean, knowing Alex, he was probably going for the serve to begin with and then rethought it. Yeah, he's going for this serve. Yeah, he started off going for it, and then it wasn't where he needed it to be.
Manny comes away with the serve. Backhand to the inside. Caught along the wall here by Ron. That one dropping low. Manny plays it back inside. Arruti takes it in. Manny from the 12 along the wall. Arruti, nice stop. Hard backhand follows. Passing both Warriors. Alex steps in, saves the rebote. Ron, low bullet, cut off again by Alex. He goes deep. Runner inside for Ron. Powerful backhands here. Ron sends one along the wall. Manny reaches in. Another one. Ron let it pass. Arruti comes away with it on the back end. Sends it back to Manny. Powerful forehand inside. Cut off by Ron. Nice catch. Low backhand. Alex climbs the wall and comes down with the ball. Here's Ron in the middle of the court. Low bullet inside. Good range by Alex. It's there again. Alex at the 9 line. This one a little lower for Arruti. Placement inside. Ooh, that caught the corner. Alex with the forehand. Cortada, scoop by Arruti. Nice play. Manny pulls it in deep in the backcourt. Fires the right side. Coming out. Rebote saved by Arruti. Manny steps in front of it again. It's high off the front wall. Arruti steps back to cut it off. Manny, Cortada from the back. Taken in. Arruti sends it back inside. Manny from the 11, back over the top. That one floating, Arruti controls it beautifully. Arruti reaches in, rips it off the wall, sends it back to Manny, waiting for it at the 12. Awful return, caught by Ron there, reaching back for it. Manny now plays it up the middle, passing it to the corner, Rebote left side, turned inside, and he's there again. Ron passes, Alex at the 7, turns the rebote, right back to Ron, backhand, a little bit lower, on the wall, Manny, nice play. Arruti plays the rebote, back inside, Manny. Softer touch, crosses the wall, Fireball's waiting on it, Arruti makes the save, another tough catch by Alex, wins the picata, big bounce, Ron with the good control on the inside. Tough save, Alex hooked it into the pad, and the pad is bad. That's 2 points for the Fireballs.
Tremendous point played by all 4 players. Again, as you mentioned in the first match of the evening, keeping that ball as close to the sidewall as possible is key. And in that case, Alex is more than capable of making that forehand rebote. In that case there, ball was right on the wall. He had to pull it off the wall in order to complete it. Just wasn't able to do it.
Oh, Manny makes the adjustment, comes away with the serve. Back inside for Ron, picks it up on the bounce. That one dropping along the wall. Alex plays the rebote above his head. Urrutia comes flying in and tipped it. That'll get the Warriors on the board. No shutout here in our second set.
Urrutia perhaps a little too aggressive on that. He was moving up on the ball quick. We know he stops everything on the left side very consistently, especially up there on the costado. May have been thinking about what he was going to try to throw before he made the catch, which he didn't make.
Nice catch. Played to the inside by Ron. Manny sends it high and deep. Past Ron. Rebote coming up the middle. Urrutia turns it. Manny steps in front. Takes it on the bounce. Ron now at the 10 line. Little bullet inside. Cut off by Manning. Urrutia rebote. It's high. I caught the overhead screen. It's out of play. Warriors have tied it up.
Go back and look at that play. You'll see Urrutia was leaning back when he made that forehand rebote. So basically reaching behind him, just off his footing.
Ron low to the inside. Alex gets there to cut it off. Right back to him, now on the forehand. Ron crosses the wall. Manny picks it off now. Comes back over the top. Urrutia charging, not gonna get there. It passes to Ron. Back up the middle, Manny. Over the top, Ron calls him off and makes the catch. Alex on the inside, backhand to wall to score. Right time to throw it. That's a 3-2 lead.
Well done by Alex. The Guillermina lands in and scores. Well done.
Yeah, well, he saw Urrutia a little earlier. I mean, he committed hard to the front court, and this time he did it again. There's so much space. Ball missed. Off the serve. That's 4 points. Warriors lead by 2.
Urrutia really stabbing it.
Yeah,
I mean, I know he wants a momentum changer, like that forehand rebote that he tried to throw earlier that hit the overhead screen or snagging the serve. But got to avoid the unforced errors.
Well, under serve. Second serve coming up.
You don't just want to be out there stabbing at the ball and giving away points.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of keeping the ball away from Urrutia, and then he's being a little extra aggressive to get back in there. He cuts off this serve easily to wall to score. Take another look here. Yeah, second serve comes in. This one.
Thing in. He said in. He pointed in twice. Oh, they're challenging it? I know, but he said it twice, and he went up and talked to him.
Yeah, some question as to whether the Warriors are going to challenge.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't think it's a good challenge. We kind of saw the replay. It looked to be in. That's one of those that really opens up sharply, and I don't think the Warriors. I think the Warriors are better off just letting that one go and play to continue. Up a set, too. There's a catch by Manny on the inside. Played along the wall. Tough catch by Ron. Alex steps in front of it, climbs the wall, back over the top. Ron, great play on the numbers. Alex aggressively on the forehand, back inside. Ron picks it up again. Sends it high and deep. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand. Right to Urrutia. Philo stopped in the air by Alex. He whips it inside and scores. 5 points, possible set, and a possible match point for Alex and Manny.
Urrutia threw it hard, but Alex was right there. Made a great catch. This match, the 2 sets have been in all Alex. Decent catching in the backcourt, but all Alex.
Fault under serve. First fault. Second one coming up. Ron with the backhand, tipped by Manny. That'll extend the match here. 4 points now for the Fireballs.
Urrutia needs to maintain control is what he needs to do, not overthrow it. You want to get these serves in, obviously. Alex is up there wanting to finish it. Just like that.
Alex cuts off the serve. Will land in, it does, and scores for the win. Point, set, and match. Alex and Manny take it in straight set, 6-1, 6-4. And the Warriors tie up the game day with that win. Strong performance by both players. Alex and Manny with their third win of the season. Up next, singles Division 1, Arats against Douglas. That's coming up in 3 minutes. Take a look here at this final sequence. Alex makes the catch. He sees Arruzia go inside. That's where he goes with the 3-wall. And when it hits off the back wall, it opens up and scores for the win. Tied up, 1-1. Game day score reflecting that win a few moments ago by Alex and Manny. And the first matchup earlier in the season went to Arruzia and Ron in straight sets, and then the second one to Alex and Manny in straight sets just a few moments ago. A decisive victory at that, 6-1, 6-4 to tie up the game day. We're going to hear from our winners, Alex and Manny here. Just a few moments, you see Douglas out there ready to go, practicing for that singles matchup next. Arats over in the player's cage, making his way back out in just a few moments. Alex and Manny, though, hit a big spot coming through for their team and tying up the game day. There they are. Congratulations, guys. What a win. Alex, we've talked a lot. You know, we talked about how your comfortability on the court, and you've said that it's an adjustment and you've been working to it. Today was maybe your best performance ever. Are you starting to finally feel it a little bit on this court a little more with the shots?
Today, yeah, I have clear one thing, that we need to play aggressive, and that is. I was mad because, in my opinion, Douglas doesn't play aggressive. So I want to show him how we need to play for winning. We need to throw kill shots, we need to play aggressive, and that's what I want to show him in the court.
Well, you did a great job there, Alex. Nice win to tie up the game day. Thank you for the time.
And thanks, Manu, too.
Great catching there, Manny. Well, you love the honesty there, and hey, might not be wrong. Third match coming up next, Arats and Douglas ready to go at it in singles. Douglas won the first match 6-2, 6-4. Arats looking to get one back here and retake the lead on the game day for his team.
Good idea, but no.
Douglas, maybe known for his singles play, started off a little slow, lost his first 2 matches, but since then he's won 3 out of 4. And for Arats this season, he won his opening match, lost 3 in a row, and then he did win his last time out against Manu. Arats is playing these guys awfully tough here in Division 1. Wasn't his best performance last time against Douglas, so we'll see what he's got today. Ladies and gentlemen, ready to begin match number 3, top division singles. Representing the Fireballs, we have number 87, Arats. And for the Warriors, it's number 13, Douglas.
Arats serves, we begin. Douglas down low, backhand from the 11 line, wall to wall. Arats comes out to make the rebote, plays it inside. Here's Douglas from the 9 line. Rebote forehand, right up the middle. Douglas is there, winding up. Gustavo inside, stopped, and a beautiful catch by Arats. Douglas now from the 7 line. Right to the back wall, out to the rebote. Arats is there. Up the middle, Douglas from the 8 line. Costado, read by Arats, stopped by Arats. Arats blasts this one. Douglas gets hit. Point for Arats.
Yeah, it came off at a pretty sharp angle there off the sidewall, and a little more spin than Douglas was expecting. Caught it in the back, just trying to brace himself because he knew it was coming. But the catch earlier on in the point is what set this up. Arats reads the 2-wall. I mean, how about this first point? Arats read the inside placement, makes a spectacular catch, reads the 2-wall, defending the entire width of the court and getting that point. That's a statement. Well played.
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Douglas on the run. Backhand from the 8 line. Here's the backhand now by Aratz. Rebote left side by Douglas. Aratz is there. 2-all by Aratz will score. Aratz on the board with 2 points for the Fireballs. He serves.
A good adjustment there late by Aratz. He didn't really throw it to get the cut. He just threw it because he saw Douglas commit to the inside at the last second, turned the wrist over, opened it up, and got contact with the sidewall first. That's all he needed to do to get that second point.
Douglas from the 11 line on the backhand. He goes wall to wall from the left side. That ball's on the wall. Difficult rebote save by Aratz. Douglas chase it down. Hard throw to the outside. That will score. Perfect placement by Douglas. We'll put one on the board for the Warriors. He serves.
Well, maybe Douglas was watching Alex play and saw those high carambolas. They worked out particularly well. And once he sees Aratz dart inside, it tells him exactly what to do with it. Get it over his head, get it to hit the back wall, and the point is his. He sees that right there, and hit it off the front wall, side wall, get it to open up, scoring easily.
Here's the backhand by Aratz. Rebote by Douglas. Aratz keeps it on the costado. To the inside he goes. Good read by Douglas. He's going to go for the rebote, just a miss at the 11 line. 3 points for Aratz of the Fireballs. He'll have the serve.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, Douglas, it seemed like he got there in the air enough to make the catch, but he chose the rebote and
died.
Yeah, it's a different spin.
Off the back wall.
Yeah.
Hence the admonition that you always want to be catching the ball in the air whenever possible, because you can generally predict what the ball is going to do after it touches a second surface or bounce, but not always. Here's a backhand by Douglas to the inside. Caught by Aratz. Aratz goes wall to wall from the backhand. Douglas, powerfully. Big backhand by Aratz. A rebote coming to the 9 line. 2-all by Douglas. Caught by Aratz. Aratz will throw a carom to score. 4 points for Aratz and the Fireballs. He serves.
A lot of great defense by Aratz, getting himself in the position to make the kill shot.
He's just everywhere. I mean, he reads this one. Soft touch, but picks it up actually well before the floor, and then goes for the carom. I mean, he sees Douglas charging inside up to the front court, so kick it off the side wall, he's going to score. But he is just everywhere to begin this match, as really he was in the doubles to begin the day, too.
Powerful, powerful backhand by Douglas. Rebote save. Hit the pad, and the pad is bad. 2 points for Douglas of the Warriors. He served.
Seemed like an intentional Tejada drop shot off the rebote attempt, and caught the top part of the pad. He was close with it, and no way Douglas was going to get up there.
If so, very bold effort by Aratz.
Yeah. He shot it earlier, which is the only reason why I might say he would go for it, because that's not really a shot that he throws all too often, if ever. Got to keep innovating, though, because these guys are all really good, and it's tough to score, even in singles. Oh,
that ball crossing the wall and scoring. The ace for Douglas gives him 3 points for the Warriors. He serves.
Beautiful floater there, crossing right on the sidewall. Aratz kind of waited for that one as opposed to attacking it. You never want to attack a floater, but you never want that ball to drop right on the sidewall either.
Here's the backhand by Aratz to the inside. Douglas from the 9 line. Wall to wall from the backhand. Rotate forehand save by Aratz. He'll keep it in play. Here's Douglas winding up. Costello 2-all. Lands in and scores. 4-4 is the score. Douglas serves for the Warriors.
Douglas finally getting the confidence back here with the 2-all. This should help. From the inside, too. Shoots one. Look at that. Landing just inside the boundary. Gets it to open. Great comeback. 4-4.
Here's a backhand by Rotz. Rotate forehand by Douglas. Rotz on the backhand from the 11 line. Drop shot by Douglas. Ooh, contact scores. Well thrown. 5 points for Douglas. Possible set point.
He took a look. He saw Rotz hanging deep in the backcourt, so he went for it. And this was about as well as you can throw the Tejada, too.
He sees that Rotz is basically hanging back there at the 10 line. And he hasn't thrown anything soft tonight, so great play by Douglas. Possible set point.
I mean, Rotz is really hoping that you throw something low and hard and, back to him in the corner. He doesn't fear that catch, but it's too long of a run to get back there in the front court and track down the Tejada.
Here's the backhand by Rotz. Robote. Robote forehand. Rotz is there. Here's the backhand from the 9 line. Douglas takes that off the wall at the 11. Big backhand follows. Robote kicks all the way out to the 7. Little clip by Rotz. Douglas low and hard. Scoop by Rotz. Backhand. Robote forehand by Douglas. Taken in the air by Rotz. Two all by Rotz. Read perfectly by Douglas. He'll take the Costado. Return the Costado to score. Point and set for Douglas. He wins the first set 6-4. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our second set.
And that's just a great comeback by Douglas. I mean, some of the best we've seen from him in a while. Winning 5 straight points, down 4-1. But he takes it 6-4. And what I like to see is he didn't even, didn't lose confidence in the shots either. I mean, in singles, you got to go for it at this level. So, I mean, no reason to, but, some guys might get deterred. Douglas finally got that one to drop in, and then he was off to the races after that. Take a look here. There's that 2-wall early in the match. Rotz, tracks it down pretty easily. And puts it back inside. And Douglas just protecting himself there. Drop shot attempt, Douglas, he's going to get there.
Douglas is catching that waist level at the 4 line.
Yeah, that's not what
he
you
throws
want to
the
see.
3-wall better than anyone.
2-wall attempt here, not a bad one. It's dropping, but look at Rotz. Gets up to it.
Great ball control by Rotz as well. Presence of mind to throw the carom, which is the one place that Douglas is not standing.
But then that's the throw there by Douglas from the inside, scores the 2-wall. Drop shot here was just perfect. It's dead by the 4 line. And then Rotz, this is not his best. I mean, Douglas gets that inside the boundary line and too much space there. He's going to score every day.
Very well done.
6-4, Douglas wins the opening set. As we said, on maybe the biggest game day of the year for the Warriors, we will call it what it is. I mean, they need some sort of result today, whether that's a win or a tie. And obviously, they prefer a win, but getting a half a point here, and then those 2 upcoming game days against the Chargers to close out the regular season, the Warriors can play themselves right back into the playoffs. But they gotta win these matches here, like Douglas against the Rotz in singles. We'll see if they can close out this match here in straight sets. Rotz will have the serve, though, coming out to begin set 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our second set. Rotz will have the serve for the Fireballs. Rotz serves, we begin. Here's a backhand by Douglas to the inside. Robote, forehand by Rotz. Costello 2-all. Thrown perfectly by Douglas to score. Douglas, first point in the second set here for the Warriors. He serves.
And that's a sign right there that Douglas is playing free and confident. I mean, gets it right off the serve. I mean, pretty much the first throw he shoots is a 2-wall, gets it to open and score. No better way to keep boosting the confidence and throw it like that.
Arats from the left side, deep from the backcourt. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Catch by Arats off the side wall at the 11 line. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall, played on the forehand of Douglas. Rebote forehand by Arats. Douglas from the 9 line. Backhand by Douglas, wall to wall. He goes from the left side. Powerful throw by Arats. He passes. Costello to all, perfectly executed from the 9 line by Douglas to score. 2 points for Douglas. He serves.
Well, nobody's expecting a 2-all coming from here. I mean, he's leaning the opposite way. Arats going back to the inside. Nope, it's a 2-all.
Arats on the backhand from the 12 line. Rebote. Forehand by Douglas. Catch by Arats. Here's the backhand. Rebote forehand by Arats. Caught by Douglas. Douglas with the 2-all. Arats had it. Came up on him. Missed the catch. 3 points for Douglas and the Warriors. He serves.
That's a tough one.
Ate him up.
Yeah, ate him up. I mean, easier catch on the left side, but he had already committed to the right, as you were saying. So trying to bring it in. Arats is one of the best at making those tough catches, but a little too tough even for him. 3-0 now. Douglas looking to end this match.
Here's Arats on the backhand. Rebote left side for the big bounce. Scoop by Arats. He fakes the 2-all, drops it inside to score. No shutout in the second set. Arats has a point and the serve for the Fireballs.
Well, Arats has got to make something happen, so he moves up on this ball. He's either going to make the scoop or he's going to give Douglas a 4th point. Makes a great catch and placement inside, scoring easily. See what he's got here. Douglas came back from a 4-1 deficit in set 1, so still within reach.
Beautiful catch by Douglas as that ball crosses the wall. Powerful backhand. Arats comes all the way to the 6th line to make that rebote. It's right off the tip of his cesta. 4 points for Douglas. Here in the second set, he has the serve.
The shot making has been excellent. Shot making has been excellent, and then you pair that with the placement there. I mean, off the back wall too. Just a bullet by Douglas, right on the numbers.
There's the backhand by Arats. Wall to wall from the left side. Douglas powerfully from the forehand. Arats takes it out of the air at the 11. Rebote. Forehand by Douglas to the inside. Arats has a tip ball at the 10 line. Douglas has 5 points, possible set, possible match point for Douglas.
Down 4-1 in the first set to this. I mean,
and last 2 sets, I mean, no shortage of good play, but man, they've gone by pretty quick.
I mean, Douglas, the shots have been working, and then the points where he's not throwing shots, he's putting the ball right on the wall. I mean, just textbook performance.
Perfect serve by Douglas is caught and returned by Arats.
Oh.
Missed forehand rebote. Midcourt, Arats has 2 points and the serve for the Fireballs.
First blemish in a while, just couldn't line up that rebote. Once it gets to 5-3, I can sense a little danger, so Douglas just trying to end it right here.
Rebote coming way out. Rebote to the inside, scoop by Douglas. Douglas low and hard, right for the corner, beautifully thrown. Arats makes the save. Douglas aggressively at the 6th line. Fakes the 2-all, drops it inside. Arats is on the run, cannot make the play. Point set, and a hard-fought match for Douglas. Taking it in straight sets, 6-4, 6-2.
Douglas, what a comeback there. 6-4, 6-2, and he gets a straight set victory to give his team the lead on the game day, 2-1, as we head into match number 4. Jen and Ron take on Correa and Julian.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Game day score reflecting that win by Douglas. His team now leading the game day 2-1. Douglas on a great run to end that match.
Tremendous.
In the second match of the day, Douglas coming away with that singles win. Here he is, Douglas, giving her team the game day lead after that performance, winning 11 of the final 13 points. It seemed like that 1-2 all you got was like 4-2, 4-3 in the first set, settled you down. But what was the case and really helped turn things around for you there?
Yeah, obviously a frustrating start to the day. That first match, me and Julian fought really hard, and I thought we played pretty well overall, and it's tough to come and start with a loss and start the game day off like that. But, you know, I just played calm. I came off even in that match a little slow. But after that, I decided to play calm, you know, stick to my game, stay to the game plan, and that's what I did. So I'm super happy I got the win.
Awesome, and team now ahead in the game day, and an important one. Good luck the rest of the way, Douglas.
Thank you.
Moving on over to doubles. At least for the moment, that'll be Division 5. Jen and Ron take on Correa and Julian. So Jedin and Ron 4-3 so far this season. Correa and Julian 5-1. The previous matchup between these two teams happened all the way back on January 20th. Over 2 months ago, Correa and Julian won that one in straight sets, 6-5, 6-5 though. So that was a close one, and expecting the same again tonight. See how Ron and Julian both come back after losing their first matches of the night. Ron a little bit more of a struggle maybe compared to Julian, so again looking for one to step up. Ron here as the higher rated player too. We'll see what he's got in store for his second match.
First match may have served as a bit of a warm-up for Ron. Yeah. Whereas with Julian, I mean, that was just so hard fought through 3 sets.
Yeah, as Douglas alluding to it, you know, tough. You go all that way, you don't have anything to show for it. But all you can do is just get back up, play the next match. That's what they're doing here. Match number 4, ready to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, ready to begin our 4th match of the game day, 5th division doubles. Representing the Fireballs, we have the team of Jedin and Ron. And for the Warriors, it's Correa and Julian. There's a serve. We begin our 4th match. Backhand up the middle. Ron sends it deep. Julian, nice catch back overhead. Ron on the inside. Backhand 2-wall. Tough one. Correa missed it. Jen and Ron strike first here in our 4th match.
Ron, the first to bring the Guillermina to Magic City in 2019. He does it very effectively. That one worked well.
Oh, Correa picks it, winds it up, sends it outside, but that's outside of play. 2 points for the Fireballs.
Correa made a great catch off the serve. Just opened his wrist a little too much. That ball lands wide.
Julian backing up, controls the serve, sends it inside. Ron makes the play. Catch in the middle of the court by Julian. Lower hand, a little bit softer. Ron takes it off the sidewall. Another backhand, missed on the left side of Correa. That's 3 straight for the Fireballs.
Worked the first time, worked the second time.
We'll see if it works a third. You know it's coming. But. That's an ace. 4 points for the Fireballs. Jedden and Ron. Yeah, no call there. Looked low, but it landed in.
Judge was looking right at it. And Julian's more upset with Ron crossing in front of him. Ron was getting out of the way.
Julian plays it back up the middle.
Interference.
Interference ruled. The point will be replayed. Yeah, take a look here at the. That is. You don't like to see that, simply put.
That's making a point that has nothing to do with the sport.
Ball tipped by Correa. 5 points, a possible set point for the Fireballs.
Understand the frustration, but you can't let it creep into the playing of the game.
No, that's
Didn't result in a point change, just interference, but still.
No, it could have cost him a point, if anything. Julian, backhand 2-wall. Catch by Jedden on the outside. Cortada. Julian gets up there. Karam, that's out. Point and set. A perfect set for the Fireballs. Jedden and Ron, 6-0. 2 minutes will come back and play. Set 2.
So Warriors need to come back to the cage and regroup.
Yes.
You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We're currently playing our 4th of 6 scheduled matches on the game day. We're back here in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage, where we don't often see words between the teams, but we occasionally do. Ron obviously taking issue with Julian's protest that resulted in an interference call. I forgot there's a brother involved too.
Yeah.
Who'd probably be more comfortable on his couch.
No, and I think, look, the captain handling it, and I think Cabrera, it's like, hey, you guys won that set 6-0. I like what Jedden's doing. He's just out there getting some Karam practice in, Take your mind off of it. It's been kind of a weird match. The vibe is a little off.
And we always talk about Jai-Alai and Battle Court being the sport where both teams go back to the same locker room.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan of other sports. If that happened in football and some other sports,
usually people go into other locker rooms to try to track people down in some other sports.
Okay.
But you don't go back to the same one. Yeah, you may see that.
It is something unique. Something unique to Jai-Alai.
Yeah.
About 30 seconds to go before we begin our second set. You hear me saying it every day that I walk through the doors. It's a frustrating sport, and you got to keep that frustration in check.
No, and it's tough too. I mean, both players have already lost today, and again, Ron didn't have his best performance that first time. He's obviously a little frustrated. Julian just lost 6-0, didn't win his first match. He's frustrated too, and sometimes you just want to be heard. You just got to get it out, and hey.
Oh, he was heard.
And heard they were, and continue on here. That's the play that there's no need for that. If you think there's interference on the play before, that's fine. And then he's saying now you call it, and that's you don't need to do that. You don't need to act that way towards the judge either. But we'll continue on. I think we're back to the highlights too. I believe we're starting the second set. Oh, there's a serve by Correa. We begin set 2. Backhand 2-all right to him. Not going to make the catch. One 1-0. Fireball's on the board first.
The backhand 2-all, very effective for Ron. Has put, 3 points on the board?
3. We'll see how the fourth one goes. We're counting now.
Good catch.
Good catch there by Julian along the inside. Sends it back. Ron makes the play. Backhand up the middle. Stopped by Correa. Correa goes deep. Sends it back to Ron. Ron on the backhand. Correa all alone. Juggled that one. In and out of the basket it goes. That's 2 points. And then Ron lead.
It's the power with which Ron is throwing these guillaminas that, and by guillamino, that's the kind of historical name of the backhand 2-all, which is kind of a rat throw, but we want to give it some credit.
Ooh, that's dying. And scoring. That comes up short. Nice serve by Jedden. It's 3-0.
That ball just died coming out of the service box. Man, oh man, if you're a Warrior, you're just like,
So, yeah, nothing's going well.
karma's a bitch.
That one coming up the middle. Rebote left side to the inside. Stopped by Julian. Dropping low. Ron, good adjustment. Backhand 2-all. Oh, it split them up to score. 4 in a row for the Fireballs in our second set. Oof. Yeah,
A split placement, but from the backhand 2-all. Don't see that often.
And Correa's been all alone on these, and he thought that time maybe Julian would be there, but no. Picks the serve, though, sends the backhand wall-to-wall. Nice play. Rebote left side. Saved by Jedden. Scoop.
What a scoop
What
by
a play
Correa.
there by Correa. Wall-to-wall again. Jedden left side is a 2-wall. Lands in and hits, scores. What a shot there by Jedden. 2-wall Rebote makes it 5-0. Possible set, a possible match point.
That was a beautiful throw by Jedden, and easily the most conventional, best throw of this match so far. Just very well done.
Oh, Correa's got this serve again. Backhand inside. Ron looking for it. He makes a save. Dropping low. Julian gets up there. Backhand inside. Cut off by Ron. Forehand to the inside. Picked up again by Ron. Backhand 2-wall. Scores for the win. Point, set, and match. A perfect match. 6-0, 6-0. Fireballs win it. Well, you see that score line, and take a picture, folks. You're not going to see it often. 6-0, 6-0.
On
And
top
Jedden
of
and
so
Ron.
many backhand too.
Yeah, what was it? 5 or 6 at the end there? Stu, we'll give Stu a moment, and we'll be back. Stu, you got to look at one more, please. All right, you got us one more, Stu. Here. It's the last one you got to see. Backhand 2-wall.
The gentle firing of plastic against concrete in the back.
It's always, it's got that distinct sound. That was a double miss there at the end. They give the Fireballs the win. Game day score, 2-2. 2-2 after that win by Jedden and Ron, 6-0, 6-0. Man, there was a lot going on there, and wow.
Yes,
that was something. Bevy of backhand 2-walls. Warriors couldn't stop it. But the game day's tied, Stu, with just 2 matches left, so what more could you ask for here? Lalu and Manny stepping out next, we can guarantee that this will be more distraction-free than the last match with these two guys.
Coming up, no question.
But again, that to do what they had to do. Jedden and Ron staying in it, 6-0, 6-0. Statement win to tie up the game day. Here they are, guys, Jedden and Ron. What a win there, 6-0, 6-0. Not often we see that, but a lot of backhand 2-walls. What was the strategy that you guys started to throw that pretty much exclusively?
Well, I didn't throw it. It was Ron.
Sure,
but either way, it was a lot of tension off the court before the game happened. They saw us having the tension. They thought they could take advantage of us, but we used it to our advantage. It was a statement win overall, both sides, and 6-0, 6-0. You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Awesome, guys. Great performance. Game day's all tied up. Thank you for the time.
Let's go Fireballs.
So if inquiring minds wanted to know, now you know.
Yeah, there's some commotion behind before the match, and okay, it all makes sense now. We'll move on over to match number 5, Singles Division 3, Lalu and Manny. Lalu so far, just one singles match this year. He did win. That was his last time out against Migarena. And for Manny so far, 0-2 to begin this season. 2 tough matches, though. Yeah, one of those against Goanaga, I believe it went the distance into a third set, and the other one against Migarena, where Migarena played maybe some of the best we've ever seen. So, Manny, I expect him to come out with a little bit of fire here.
What? I hope. Who do we need to?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin our 5th match of the day. Third singles. Representing the Fireballs, we have number 28, Lalu. And for the Warriors, number 60, Manny.
Here's the serve by Lalu. We begin. That's an over serve. First fault, second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Manny advances to make the catch. Here's the backhand. Rebote. Dying. Lalu makes the save. Manny on the bounce. Good catch by Manny. Lalu backhand from the 9 line to the inside. Rebote left side by Lalu, high to the front wall. Manny's there. Mid-court, straight back. Rebote forehand by Lalu. Manny takes on the bounce to the 7 line. That ball tipped at the side wall. This point goes to Manny of the Warriors. Manny serves.
Manny getting the first point. Just simple. I mean, progressively moving up, catching and passing with the right side. Good strategy. Lalu can't really do anything with the...
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's Lalu backhand from the 11 line. Catch by Manny. Manny fakes the 2 wall. Try to drop it to the inside. That hit the pad, and the pad is bad. That is 1-1. Lalu has the serve for the Fireballs.
Well, the fake was so good, he faked himself out almost. I mean, he got Lalu going the other way, but just didn't have enough momentum to even reach the front wall on the throw.
I saw him fake you out.
He got me. I was going the other way. I was ready for the 2 wall.
Good hard serve by Lalu. Here's the backhand by Manny. Rebote forehand. Played hard and passing. Rebote to the inside. Lalu steps in. There's the backhand from the 9 line. Rebote forehand. Caught by Lalu. What a catch by Manny. Backhand to the inside. Lalu is there. Rebote forehand. Lalu pulls that from the side wall. Difficult catch. Rebote, the rebound from the back wall. Played by Manny. That will score at the side wall. 2 points for Manny. And the Warriors. Manny has the serve.
Manny's just going to keep pounding him to death there in the back corner. I mean, placing the ball on the wall. Not going to allow Lalu to make any tough catches to even throw a costado or any type of a shot. Been really solid play so far, as expected, because he's been playing great. The results just haven't really come.
It's a powerful forehand by Lalu that will score off the rebote. 2-2. Lalu serves for the Fireballs.
And as we say, those rebotes all about timing. They're swinging as it hits off the back wall. Got to get it in the basket, throw it up there, but just couldn't get it in that time. 2-2.
Here's the backhand by Manny. Rebote save by Lalu. Big bounce, brought down by Manny. Rebote forehand to the inside. Catch. The scoop actually by Manny.
Oh, what a good
And a
2-all.
2-all will score from the Costado. Well throw. 3 points for Manny and the Warriors. He serves.
You know, after you make that tough catch, the tendency for some players is to overthrow it, and then you just completely miss the 2-all. Manny, great control here, and then he doesn't overthrow it. Softer touch, he gets it to open up more.
Perfectly
Dropped
controlled
it in.
throw.
Just perfect. Love to see that from Manny. Not known for that, Costado, but it's effective.
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a backhand by Lalu. That took off and hit the overhead screen. Thrown too hard. That's just out of play. 4 points for Manny. He serves.
Look, such a premium on passing Manny. I mean, Manny plays the ball up in front of him. He's controlled the pace of pretty much every one of these points. So Lalu trying to get one back, take control, but sent it a little too high.
Here's the backhand by Lalu from deep in the backcourt. Rebote, that rebound off the back wall. Long 2-all by Manny, stopped by Lalu. Lalu powerfully from the forehand. Manny has a tip ball in the air at the 11 line. That's 3 points for Lalu. Manny with 4. Lalu has a serve for the Fireballs.
Now, if Manny has time and he's positioned and in the right spot, he can make that catch because it's a very difficult one kicking off the side wall. Right there, he was off his footing, kind of slipped, wasn't really ready for it, and you just see you got to give it a little extra care to make those tough catches kicking back off the side wall.
Backhand by Manny. Rebote. Forehand by Lalu. Clears the overhead screen. Hard to the backcourt. And scoring. 4-4 is the score. Lalu serves for the Fireballs.
Second time Manny's missed the rebote today. Hasn't been his best. I mean, he's known for some of these tough saves and keeping the rally going with rebotes.
Very much so.
Today hasn't quite been it.
It's a good hard serve by Lalu. Returned nicely by Manny. Lalu winds up. Costalo inside. And it scores. 5 points for Lalu and the Fireballs. This is possible set point.
Just gotten away from him. I mean, we talked about his catching earlier and how great it's been. That one right to him. And in the first match, a couple more misses that we haven't been used to seeing from Manny. Lalu's turned it around here after Manny seemingly had full control.
Here's a backhand by Manny. Good pickup on the forehand of Lalu. The carom does not open. Stopped by Manny. Cortada by Manny, thrown perfectly to score. It is 5-5. This is set point.
Cortada's been the shot of the day for the Warriors so far. Douglas threw it perfectly, and here Manny. Carom attempt by Lalu, and he was shaking his head. He knows that's not a good one. Sets up this Cortada by Manny, crossing, and by the time it crosses, it's practically on the floor. Perfectly done.
Powerful backhand by Lalu. Rebote. Rebote forehand. Half carom by Manny. Caught by Lalu. Lalu powerfully from the forehand. Manny looks for the save on the rebote. He has it. Floater at the sidewall. Stopped by Lalu. Ball tipped by Manny. That is point and set to Lalu of the Fireballs. That is the first set. 6-5. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Play our next set.
Well, so Lalu, I mean, wasn't the typical, shot making in singles that we're used to seeing.
And tremendous hard throwing. Don't know if he was distracted by the whirlwind of emotional activity that passed through here earlier.
It's just one of those days. You got to be heard. I don't think they heard him enough. So you just got to.
Who? Lots of people.
That's for you to figure out at home, folks.
You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton here in Miami, Florida. Anybody check for a full moon?
It's got to be something, right? Let's see what the...
Was the cap on this water open before I...
Minutes ago, before we begin our second set, here we are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Much calmer cage this go-around.
The one thing I can say is it's 4-4 is the day. So I think wonky, that's the only thing I'm coming up with, Stu.
Okay.
It started as kind of a, the thing that we've, but yeah, it's got to be something. It has been it's been a day, certainly, but playoffs on the line for the Warriors. Fireball's looking to claim the #1 seed, so obviously a lot at stake for both of these teams. And look, last opportunity against one another. It's tough. They've played 2 matches already.
No, and as we've seen before, the Warriors are a very emotional team.
Yeah. That's,
As in playing with a lot of emotion.
No, and it works out well sometimes. You're playing well. You can pick up on that emotion when you're playing badly sometimes. They get into these deep lulls and really hard to get themselves out of it. Manny not one of those people, though. He's going to get it back pretty quickly, and he's sound and ready to go here to begin set number 2. He's got the serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our second set. Manny has the serve for the Warriors. Yeah, Manny is like the opposite of...
No, he's as chill as they go.
Cool customers, they say. There's the backhand by Lalu to the inside. It passes. Rebote forehand. Here's a catch by Lalu. Inside placement at the side wall gets by Manny as he reaches up with the right side. First point of the second set goes to Lalu of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
A tough one there. It's kind of floating and crossing the side wall at the same time. Manny's chopping at it, kind of moving forward as he does so.
Tough one.
The timing is just a little off. That's a bullet.
Low hard serve by Lalu. Here's the backhand by Manny. Backhand by Lalu. Rebote forehand, Karam.
Oh, he gets
Stopped by Lalu. He will not make the rebuttal play. One, Manny serves.
And that right there, too, you see the offhand grabbing the net. You see the officials were blowing the whistle as he was throwing, so that would have been a loss of point either way.
Incidental contact with the the left hand is okay, but you can't grab it. Here's a backhand by Lalu. Rebote. Rebote forehand by Manny. Here's Lalu from the 9 line. Pika Rebote brought down by Lalu. Lalu back to the inside. Nice and hard. Here's Manny. Rebote to the inside. Manny, great catch at the 10 line. The backhand gets away from him. Hits the overhead screen. 2 points for Lalu of the Fireballs. He serves.
Great effort as that ball's coming at him just to make that catch, kicking up high, goes in there with one hand, but when you see a player do that and crash into the wall, probably 9 times out of 10, or maybe even more than that, they don't have control. Send it up in the overhead screen.
Beautiful catch by Manny, made deep in the backcourt. Low backhand, scooped up by Lalu. Lalu hard to the inside. Manny turning for the rebote. He makes the save. Lalu advances to the 8 line. Low and hard again. Stopped by Manny. Backhand. Here's the backhand by Lalu. Backhand by Manny to the inside. A rebote forehand by Lalu. 2 pass. Difficult catch by Lalu. Made deep in the backcourt. Powerful backhand. Rebote. Played for the big bounce. Midcourt by Manny. Here's Lalu. Drop shot. Will score. Lalu has 3 points for the Fireballs and the serve.
Manny's one of those players similar to Arats that he likes to back up and make these catches and save rebotes back in the corner. So you see his first step is back. Lou knows what to do, puts it off the front wall. I mean, we talk about what constitutes a good Dejada. I mean, that's still bouncing by the 6 line, but good enough to score, starting that deep.
It's a hard serve by Lalu, and it will score. That is an ace. 4 points for Lalu of the Fireballs. He serves.
And his power just seems to be the difference here. I mean, Manny's struggling with the rebotes. Not often seeing that. His catching has been a little off, and then now missing serves. He's backing up into the corner. You just run out of real estate pretty quickly.
Another hard serve by Lalu, caught and returned by Manny. This one on the return will score. Manny with 2 points, Lalu with 4. Manny has the serve for the Warriors.
Tough one there, was dropping right at his feet, so Lalu either gonna just get there or he was just gonna miss it. Ended up being the latter. Doesn't seem too worried about it though. Get back into it, still a 2-point lead.
Fault over serve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Good serve must land between the 4 and 7 line. There's a backhand by Lalu. Beautiful catch by Lalu on the left side. Manny, forehand play at the 9 line. Long carom. Lalu has it on the right side. Carom return, scores.
Yep.
5 points for Lalu and the Fireballs' possible match point.
And I like to see Lalu establishing a bit of an identity here in singles. He's played a lot of right side today as he's been figuring out this court. He's thrown costados, he's thrown right side, but today, I mean, it's been what? Maybe seemingly 90% right side, if not more.
Very much so.
And a chance here, a few chances to close out the match. Oh, that'll do it.
We'll finish it. Straight set victory for Lalu and the Fireballs, winning at 6-5, 6-2.
Yep. What a win there for the Fireballs. Their third of the game day, securing at least a tie with 1 match left. That will be Jednan Cabrera against Correa and Bradley's 6 division doubles. See the handshake there by the young Frenchman. Fireball is going to get a result today. Just a matter of if it's half a point or a full point. We'll see up next. Jednan Cabrera take on Correa and Bradley. Bradley on the move, making, he got there, blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit. So Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
So Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one. Game day score reflecting that win just a few moments ago by Lalu, as the Fireballs take a 3-2 game day lead. Lalu, one of the newest players to this roster, along with his teammate Urrutia, and both of them starting to figure it out as the playoffs are just around the corner. Lalu 2-0 in singles. Lalu, congratulations, a nice win there in singles. How much more comfortable are you out there on the right side in particular? You were throwing a lot of powerful right side today.
Yeah, it's a difficult partido. Do my second partido single is very, very difficult. I'm tired, but I'm so happy to win. And no, I'm so happy to win, yeah.
Awesome, Lalu. We appreciate it. A great win. We'll see what happens in this last match. Thank you.
Thank you.
Six division doubles to close out the game day. Jedin and Cabrera. They'll take on Correa and Bradley. In just about a minute here, Jedin and Cabrera 5-1 so far this regular season. Correa and Bradley 4-2. The previous matchup went to Jedin and Cabrera. Straight set victory 6-1, 6-2 to hand Correa and Bradley one of their two losses this year. Jedin and Cabrera played really well, led by the backcourt number 48, Cabrera, the best player. Catch rate Division 5. Anything, any way you slice it up, he's been the best player there in the backcourt. We'll see what he's got here in this finale, a chance to win the game day for his team. But this Warriors team, Correa and Bradley, reeling just a bit. No better time to get a win and turn their season around than today. With a loss here, the Fireballs would win the game day, and the Warriors would be, 2.5 points out of the final playoff spot with just 4 game days remaining. That's a tall mountain to climb. Ladies and gentlemen, final match of the game day 6 division doubles. Representing the Fireballs, we have the team of Jedin and Cabrera. And for the Warriors, it's Correa and Bradley. There's the serve, we begin. Forehand laid up to the inside. Bradley waiting on it, makes the catch. Cabrera gets up there, backhand to the inside. Bradley at the 11. Good catch overhead by Cabrera to the inside. Bradley again. Looking to pass, and he does. Jedin on the rebote. It's a 2-wall. Correa has it in the air. Drop shot. Dropped in to score. That'll get the Warriors the first point of our final match. Nice catch there by Correa. He struggled on those backhand 2-walls, but catching the ball in the air, that's been his strength. He gets that one and kills it with the drop shot. Backhand 2-wall, lands in. Correa makes the stop. Karam from the outside, not enough. Jedin is there. Jedin, soft cortada. That is perfect.
Well done.
1-1, tied up.
Beautifully thrown. Both by Correa and by Jedin. Jedin just getting it back across the sidewall. Just enough. Set up a difficult catch here. Correa moves cross court nicely. Just out of reach.
Correa tipped the serve. 2 points for the Fireballs. Cabrera to the inside, backhand cut off by Correa. Sends it along the wall. Cabrera takes it in, backhand, dropping low to the inside. Correa now with the forehand, winds it up. Sends it high and deep. Tough rebote for Cabrera. He makes the save. Big bouncer floating to the outside. Bradley, Karam, not enough. Jedin steps in front of it. Jedin goes high and deep. Back to the corner. It's missed. Fireballs lead by 2.
Bradley moved up on the ball beautifully to the outside. And Jedin made a fine catch. Just returned it nicely.
Serve coming in low, stays low, and scoring 4-1. Fireballs lead. Backhand opens up. Cabrera keeps it on the left side. Drops it at Bradley. Crouching into the corner. Makes a tough catch. Long Karam. That is out. 5 points, a possible set point for Jedin and Cabrera. High hard backhand. Rebote coming out. Jedden tracks it down. 2-wall off the rebote. Not enough. Correa. Powerful return. Oh, came up and in on Cabrera. That's going to score for the Warriors. That extends the set. Warriors with 2.
Yeah, Correa threw that high and hard crossing the side wall. Just came back at Cabrera. Wasn't able to get his cest up to make the catch. Got it up to defend himself, which is what you want to see. You don't want to see anybody get hit with the ball, but
tough serve handled by Cabrera. Backhand 2-wall is out. 3 points for the Warriors.
occasionally it does come back to bite you in the butt.
Yeah, and Cabrera doesn't have as much power on the backhand 2-wall compared to Ron. He gets it to open up a little more, but that's not as difficult of a catch for Correa back on the outside. Well, runner Correa comes cross court, controls it, sends it back inside. There's Jedden. Nice throw, wall to wall, nicely played. Correa hooked the rebote, point and set. Jedden and Cabrera take it 6-3, 2 minutes. Come back and play set 2.
Not sure if Correa was going for a drop shot rebote on that one, but just fell short. You're watching Battle Court live from the Magic City Jai-Alai Fronton in Miami, Florida. We are currently playing our 6th and final match of the game day. A doubles match. Fireballs took that first set 6-3. Here we are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players coming back here to take their breaks in between sets and to prepare for matches. Fireballs currently lead the game day. 3 wins to 2. We have Correa on the right, Bragley seated on the bench. Alex there having played earlier. Absolutely flawless play by Alex for the Warriors. Communication between Alex and Bragley is pretty much well spot on. Alex trying to keep Bragley in focus. Correa has remained on the court. Sounding like he was doing a little carpentry there on the sidewall. Focus there on the fireballs.
Fireballs 1 set away from winning another game day here. These two teams tied their opening game day of the season back on January 20th. Fireballs won 5-1 on March 11th, and today, now they're going to be 4-2 Fireballs or 3-3 tie. Struggle so far for the Warriors. Not Correa's best day up in the front. Bradley can't do a whole lot there in the back. We'll see what they can do coming out. Try to extend this into a third set. There's a serve. Set 2 has begun. Rebote escaped to the outside. That's out of play. Jedden and Cabrera lead 1-0 in our second set. Fault under serve. First fault, second serve coming up. Oh, Correa's got this serve to the outside. That'll score. Nice play there. The outside placement from the outside ties it. That's a tough one for Jedden. Not expecting a player to keep it outside from the costado. Head and tip the serve. Warriors lead 2-1. Cabrera gets that serve before it crosses. Backhand up the middle. Bradley keeps it on the left side, sends it high and deep. Cabrera ranging back for it, makes the catch. Cabrera, backhand to the inside, low runner. Bradley crouching down, scoops it up, sends it back to Cabrera. Softer touch on the forehand. Correa gets it. Drop shot from the costado. Will score. Got the second bounce. High bouncing serve, just caught the over serve line. Second serve coming up.
Correa, I forgot there for a second that he had a second serve.
It is 7 on a Friday, right?
That is Battle Court rules.
It's not 1:30 on a Monday or a Tuesday,
for two
right?
serves.
Okay. Catch on the inside by Bradley. One caught the corner. Cabrera steps up. A runner inside. Oh,
in and out of the cesta.
One-handed effort missed. 2 points for the Fireballs.
Reached out, just hit him in the cesta and came out.
This is a tough one. I mean, Correa, long run. One hand. Bradley back there waiting for it. Serve crossing the wall. Bradley takes it, sends it high and deep to the outside. Jedden will get there. He does. Saves it up above his head. Bradley. Softer placement to the inside. Look at Cabrera. Gets around him. Makes the catch. Sends it to pass. Rolote forehand laid up. Cabrera makes the stop off the sidewall. Backhand. Not going to make it. Great effort. Fireballs tie it 3-3.
3-3. And Jedden has a serve.
Bradley takes in the serve, but beautifully played along the wall. Better catch by Cabrera. Bradley ranging back, takes it on the right side, sends it up the middle. Cabrera stops. Jedden continues and sends it into the pad.
No interference as long as your partner was continuing the play.
4-3, Warriors lead.
Both players would have needed to stop if they felt that there would have been a potential for interference. The judge would have had to approve it, but Jedden went for the rebote.
Nice catch there along the side wall. Bradley from the 11 line. Backhand clips. Pass Cabrera. Jedden all alone. Makes a save. Ooh, that kind of died off the front wall. Bradley had a lot of spin. Just couldn't control it. 4-4 is the score. Fireball serve.
That came in and on Bradley close to his torso and just wasn't able to make the adjustment with his cesta.
Tough serve, better catch by Bradley to keep it going. Wall to wall, nice backhand. Rebote turned by Jedden. Correa makes the catch, sends it high and deep. Cabrera with a chance, in position, saves the rebote. Correa now on the left side, backhand. Passing again, Cabrera with another chance. He saves it high to the inside, big bounce. Bradley waits for it. Catch by Cabrera, low runner. Correa comes cross court, makes the catch, sends it to pass again. Oh, that's a creative save. Just got it up there, and it scores. Missed by Correa up in the front court. That'll bring the Fireballs to 5 points. Possible set, possible match point.
The rebote save became a floater, and that was so tough there at the side wall.
Oh, Correa's got this serve, sends it back to the corner. Jedden calls him off, looking for the rebote. Nice play by Jedden. Crossing, Correa lays it up to the outside. Jedden gonna let it pass. Cabrera, backhand, blasted into the corner. Bradley, what a catch. Half carom not opening up. Cabrera makes it, sends it high and deep. Correa looking for that rebote on the inside, plays it up the middle. Pass Cabrera, but he's got the rebote. Bradley now on the inside, sends it hard. Cabrera, what a catch. The backhand goes deep, right up the middle now. Correa with another chance, he missed the rebote. Point, set, and match. Fireballs winning straight sets and win the game day. 6-3, 6-4, 4-2 is that game day score. Folks, stay tuned for the post-game show. That's coming up in just a few moments.
What is Battle Court Jai-Alai? The world's fastest ball sport, and so much more. Jai-Alai is played inside a 3-wall court that measures just 120 feet long by 33 feet wide. The game is played with a hand-woven wicker basket called a cesta and a Jai-Alai ball. The ball is as hard as a rock, and it travels around the court at an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Players will crash into the sidewall or throw themselves onto the concrete ground without a single layer of padding just to get to it. Jai-Alai is like playing baseball if you had to catch and throw with just the gloved hand. And it's a rally sport, kind of like tennis, but much more dangerous.
Manny, there's a carom. Bradley on the move, breaking. He got there. Blast the forehand. Everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit by the ball.
Jai-Alai is played as a singles match or as a doubles match. The match winner is the first player or doubles pair to win 2 out of 3 sets played to 6 points.
Gaucheri up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Gaucheri picks it up in the front court, whips it inside.
Right, another
one.
made. Did it
He
again.
made it.
2 times back to back. That's freaking crazy.
Here's Gaucheri, 2-wall return. Douglas reaching outside. Powerful forehand at the feet is missed for the
Point,
win.
set, and match.
Point, set, and match.
That's
Douglas.
respect.
Every point rally begins with a serve, then the players alternate catching and throwing the ball. While a point is being played, the ball can hit any of the court walls, but it cannot bounce twice on the ground. Simply put, the object of the game is to catch one more ball than your opponent, or better yet, to fire the ball so it can't be caught. When a player cannot successfully return the ball to the front wall, then 1 point is awarded to the opposition and the next rally begins with a new serve. A Battle Court game day consists of 6 matches, and the team that wins the most matches wins the day. Pick your favorite team, doubles pairing, or singles player, and cheer for them all season long. Or up the ante and bet on it. Battle Court Jai-Alai allows for wagering on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. The ball is lethal, the game is lightning fast, and the action is limitless. This is Battle Court Jai-Alai.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Hey everyone, welcome into the Battle Court post-game show. A big game day win for the Fireballs, taking their place back atop the standings after that win. We have number 28, Lalu, joining us today as our player of the day, winning both of his matches, one in doubles, the other win coming in singles. Lalu, in your first season here, how does singles compare on this court to what you're used to?
Lalu, en tu primera temporada, ¿cómo se compara jugar en singles, en 1 versus 1, en otros lugares?
¿Cómo lo dices? Es muy diferente de jugar el single aquí que en el Jai-Alai, pero me acostumbré bien y me gusta mucho jugar el single aquí con un pequeño cancha.
It's very different to play here than to play Jai-Alai anywhere else. It's very hard to compare, but I got used to it, and I actually really like to play here in the smaller court.
Yeah, and you've been playing well in singles, and we said in doubles too with your partner Aratz. What type of leadership has he brought to the team that has helped you improve?
No solamente ha jugado muy bien en singles, pero también en duplas con Aratz. ¿Qué tipo de liderazgo ha traído Aratz al equipo para ayudar a mantenerlo?
Es que Aratz es muy seguro atrás y con un buen capitán. Jugar al 2 con Aratz, bueno, no sé, es muy fácil. Es muy fácil porque le hace todo el trabajo atrás y yo hay que entrar y acabar.
Playing with Aratz is just very easy. He's so secure in the back. It doesn't matter if we're playing in that second division. It's so easy. It comes easy. I just have to go and make sure my shots are in.
Lalu, other players who have joined us, it's taking them sometimes 2 months, sometimes 3 months just to adjust to the court. What's been the most difficult part of adjusting to the court here at Magic City?
Hay muchos jugadores que han venido al programa que se tardan 2 y 3 meses en acostumbrarse a esta cancha. ¿Cómo ha sido que tú te has logrado acostumbrar tan rápido aquí?
Creo que es el secreto de hacer muchos entrenamientos.
I think the secret is just having a lot of trainings.
Yeah. Con Thomas hacemos muchas singles afuera de los partidos y muchos entrenamientos.
With Arutia, we do a lot of practices outside of the matches. We actually play singles together, and that sort of practice has helped us tremendously to get the results that we get.
It's definitely paying off. Congratulations on being player of the day.
Awesome, Lalu. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, muchas. Thank you.
And we'll continue on with the post-game show here with some of those replays and recap the action between the Fireballs and Warriors tonight. Again, getting started with Lalu and Aratz, again, our player of the day in our first match here against Douglas and Julian. This was a great one to start off the day.
No question about it. High energy and hard throwing from the outset. Tremendous power from all 4 players. Going 3 sets. Douglas not shy with the shots. Julian playing really well in the backcourt. And Aratz consistent catching, the kind of catching that we're used to seeing. It's plays like that. It is frustrating. It's a costado thrown to the inside, but it crosses the sidewall perfectly to score.
Perfectly done right there. Another look. Beautiful sequence. Look at Lalu staying with that ball, reading the court well now, as you said, now into his 3rd month of play, starting to figure it out.
Yeah, his adjustment has been impressive. It's been very impressive.
I mean, the full regular season, we started back on January 20th, so about a week or so into that 3rd month of play, and you can see, I mean, he's playing well with Aratz. His catching today, I thought, was impressive. And then in singles, I mean, we're going to see that a little bit later. But it's a beautiful combination there, led by Aratz to get that point and the win. That was a long 3-setter to start off the day. Then pace picked up, and it stayed pretty quick after that. Alex, you can thank for that. He was firing from the start.
Again, both Alex, Urrutia, Gaucheri, these are guys that basically set a pace of play. And Alex just came out wound up, made every catch, made no mistakes, capitalized on placement. Like right here. Urrutia blasted that to the outside, and Alex was standing right there and just served up a devastating forehand. Urrutia was really not able to get anything going offensively like we've seen him do before. And also, Ron having some difficulties in that first set as far as unforced errors, basically having some misses that we're not used to seeing him make. But this match was all Alex. There's some players who stand out, but this match was all Alex.
Fires it inside again, and you see outscoring.
Had that cortada earlier where he came in and just made a near impossible catch and turned it into a killer shot. Very well done. Douglas
and then singles here.
Douglas looked great in this singles match.
Yeah, Douglas against Arats.
Again, a bit more of a power game as we're moving through battle court. Throwing harder, throwing more shots from different places on the court. It's one thing if he kills it with a Costado 2-all from like the 4 or 5 line, but today we saw him doing it as far back as the 8 and just throwing the 2-all with tremendous power and also throwing the backhand with tremendous, just boom. Straight to the inside, keeping Arats moving, and you got to give Arats credit. Arats was everywhere, but Douglas was just one step ahead of him consistently.
Yeah, after that slow start, Douglas was on fire, ending that match in his favor in straight sets. So the Warriors took a 2-1 game day lead at that point, a day where they needed points, and then this is where the wheels started to fall off, and it maybe just all fell off right here.
I'm not even sure that it rolled in on wheels, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's probably
a
more apt description.
I don't know that there were wheels to fall off.
This was Correa-Julin against Jednan Ron. Tough match here, but then, a backhand 2-wall, and if he threw it, it scored in this one. 6 for 6.
Ron apparently saw someone from Guinness here looking to set the record for most backhand 2-wall Guillermina's thrown. But said, sorry, guy, that was just some guy wearing a jacket.
Sorry, no, easily confused with the guy from Guinness, but that was not him in the crowd today.
It wasn't. Nice try.
But still, good playing, Ron. Backhand 2-wall here, ended up that one scoring and ending in the Fireball's favor, a historic 6-0, 6-0. Not often you see that. I believe we've seen it one other time, but we'll get you that for sure on Monday. Then singles here, Lalu against Manny. Settled things down for the moment. Just good play to the inside here, but that power seemed to be the difference for Lalu.
Lalu's adjustment to the court has been impressive. You have to give the advantage to Manny here as far as court familiarity. Began his career judging at Magic City, then began playing consistently in the backcourt, been practicing consistently since 2018, 2019. But also a veteran in his career, currently in his 26th year of professional highlight. Lalu, just power on both sides. Great playing overall.
And then that brought us to our finale here. Jednan Cabrera with a chance to win the game day for their team, and they delivered against Correa and Bradley. How about that catch? I mean, Cabrera's on another level here in this division. His catching is great, leadership, and then Rebote missed by Correa. Not one of his better days.
No. No, it was not.
The Cesta is going to take the beating for it.
It is absolutely not the Cesta's fault.
It's okay, frustration for sure.
Frustration shown earlier by Julin, then by Correa. Just a tough day overall.
Yeah.
Not for the Fireballs.
Well, Fireballs, though, another game day win. They just keep their climb up the standings now with that full point. After the result today, the Fireballs are going to move into solo first place in our standings. Stu and I are going to join you here back on camera in just a moment. And when we do, we're going to pull up those standings and see where all 6 of our teams stack up here in the last third, or maybe even less than that in our regular season. Take a look here. 4 days left for the Fireballs? I mean, it's 4 to 3 game days left for almost every team now. Fireballs, 1 clear of the Renegades. The Chargers holding on to that final playoff spot, but the gap is 2.5 points between 4th and 5th. That's pretty significant. As I said during the game today, the Warriors and Chargers will be playing twice from now till the end of the season. So again, the Warriors do have more of a chance, but they'll still need a little bit of help from the other teams. We'll be back in action on Monday. The Chargers and Warriors will be playing one of those 2 game days. We get started with Arta and Albarba against Correa and Julin. Then Zuleika and Ilya take on Douglas and Manny. Then back to doubles Division 6 with Albarba and Gallo against Correa and Bradley. Then 2 singles matches. First Zuleika against Douglas, then Ubia against Manny, and the finale will be 4th Division doubles, Iturbide and Gallo against Alex and Bradley. So I'll be back here for that Monday game day. Join us at 5 p.m. for the Chargers and Warriors. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you back Monday.
See you Monday at 5.
Do you have any serving rituals?
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
Today we're comparing the tennis ball to the highlight ball.
Just like that effortless look, you know, but it's really a lot of effort.
5 facts about Battle Court Highlight you didn't know.
The ball averages a speed of 150 miles an hour, and the world record is 190 miles an hour.
Hi, my name is Anderson, and I cracked this glass.
I love y'all boys!